We're about to we're getting ready. We're ready to leave right now. We're heading to Baru and Cholon, 2 islands instead of a 5 island tour. I find that if you do 5 islands, it's a little too much. You don't get to see and enjoy the islands that you get to visit. If you do 5 islands, it's usually 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, an hour there. And by the time you get off the boat, by the time you find your table, by the time you find the spot that you want to rest at, they're telling you gotta get back on the boat, you gotta go to the next island. So this time around, we're only gonna do 2 islands, from 8 in the morning till 4:30 p.m. We get to enjoy everything for about 3 hours apiece. It's gonna be great. Paul, you ready for this?
Can't wait, dog.
How'd you sleep last night?
Slept like a baby.
Slept like a baby. Once again, we're in the beautiful Torices neighborhood, the real Cartagena, baby. See you guys there. Currently waiting for this bus to bring us to Baru, and then we zip out to Cholon, 4 other islands. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny day in Cartagena. The streets are bustling, people are ready. ¿Vamos a hacer empanadas? No.
Well, we paid 100,000 pesos for a boat tour. Apparently, originally we were supposed to go to Cholon. It's the guy wrote it. It's in the messages that we have Baru, then we go to Cholon. We have lunch included and a shrimp cocktail. Once we arrived to Baru, though, what happened?
So we're not gonna Shalom. That was a complete lie. What was included was not included either, and now we gotta wait an hour to
For people to come out of the aquarium.
exactly.
So we're getting
So
drunk on this boat right now.
that's it.
So we're getting drunk on this boat right now. Waiting 45 minutes for these people to come out of the aquarium. I think this is the best part of the trip, bro, because it's just you and me on our own little speedboat. We got a guy that looks like Mike Towers in the back. We got a guy that looks like Mike Towers in the back, chilling. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Lunch is at 12:30. After lunch, we got like 1 hour of swimming at Playa Blanca, and then we get on the bus and we go back home. So when we get back to the Airbnb around 4 p.m., we still got the whole night ahead of us. Usually, after we do these long boat trips, it's like 8, back 7, 8 p.m., and you can't do anything, bro. You're tired, this, that, you want to just like relax at home. Now my energy's up. By the time we get back into the city, it's gonna be time for madness. We're gonna hit the old city. We're gonna hit the as many places as possible. We're gonna have a great time tonight. So if anything, we're gonna have a couple of visual things for you to see for the rest of this boat tour. But it's not Cholon. Cholon, you know what? We're gonna do Cholon in 2 days properly. Let's go to Cholon. That's it.
So
We out.
what would you recommend for someone who's looking to book a tour?
Do not book with some random person on the street. Even if he tells you this is what you're doing, don't do it. Book online. Book through Viator. Book through any reputable agency because it's written. This is your stop. This is your stop. This is your stop. All we had to go by was a text message that this guy said we were going to Cholon, but we never went. As soon as we got here, the guy's like, "Yo, you're not going to Cholon, bro." So we spent 100,000 pesos. It comes out to $60, around $60 Canadian, about $60 Canadian, whatever. We have 5 hours. We're gonna be here for 5 hours. We get to ride around on the boat. We get to see some cool shit. But at the end of the day, it's not what we paid for. So I feel like we got scammed today. Not to mention, they put us on a boat that was packed like a sardine can. I was like crunched up against the side of the speedboat. There's a baby crying next to us. It felt like I was on the airplane all over again. Anyways, we're out. We're gonna drink some beers, and then we're gonna make the most of this day. You know what I mean? Thank you very much. Guys, we finally got back for lunch. Looks like a 30-minute torturous speedboat ride, getting splashed in the face with water. It felt like a roller coaster, you know what I mean? If you went on a roller coaster, one of those water park roller coasters, you got splashed one time. This is a million times more than that. It was great. It was the highlight of the day for me, honestly, because everything else was a little lackluster. We're eating some delicious whole fish right now. And Paulo, what do you think, bro?
It was fun. I liked it. It's not what we expected, but it was a nice little turn of events towards the end. Felt like I was getting waterboarded at one point.
I thought we were in Guantanamo Bay for a second. I'm like, bro, this is how Al Qaeda terrorists feel like in Guantanamo Bay, getting splashed with water constantly. Like I mentioned, we didn't get to go to Cholon or anything. I think we'll do that in 2 days. Strictly go straight to Cholon.
Today was something different. Now there's food though. There's food. We got patacones. Patacones. Fried plantain. We got arroz con coco. Rice with coconut. Poquito de ensalada. Pescado frito. Pescado frito acá. Everything's delicious. Everything's delicious. So the highlight was the splashing of the water. Second highlight is the food. Like I said before, I feel like we got ripped off today. We found a guy at the marina last night. I was drunk. I don't even remember booking this fucking tour. But apparently, I met this guy at the marina. He messaged me in the morning after, and he asked me, "Are you still down to do the tour?" I asked Paul, I'm like, "Bro, you remember this guy or what?" He's like, "Yeah, I met him on the boat." So I'm committed at that point. I met him. We had a conversation apparently. So we're going on this boat ride. Yeah, he told me completely different things of what we were gonna do. We didn't do any of that. Still, we made the most of the day. That's the point of it. You're not gonna just come soak the whole time. I was a little pissed off for about 20-30 minutes. Then I got over it. I'm like, let's just do it on another day. Take advantage of what we're doing today.
Make the most of it.
But what really got under my skin is that everything that they offered you to do, you had to pay. So like we paid 100,000 pesos to do this tour. They brought us to, like literally it was just a boat ride to an aquarium. They brought us to the aquarium where we have to pay 50,000 to get into the aquarium. I'm not gonna pay 50,000 to get into the aquarium. I've already been there. And the second option was snorkeling. Usually snorkeling is included for free. For some reason today the snorkeling was 50,000 pesos. That's half of what I paid to be here for 5 hours. So I'm not gonna pay 50,000 pesos to snorkel for 10 minutes.
Then they try to charge us for not snorkeling.
So yeah, then they try to charge us not to snorkel. Since they brought us to the snorkeling area, he said they wasted gas, so we had to pay them 20,000 pesos or something. And I told him, bro, I'm not paying you anything. Bring me back to the harbor. I'm not paying anything. And now we're here. So we're gonna enjoy this delicious fish. After this, we're gonna go smoke un poquito de mari. Because we're allowed doing it on Baru. No problem smoking. And that's it, guys. See you when I see you. Here with the homie, we got the Aguila. Much more getting No.
Yes.
Yes. Oh yeah, we have water left, eh? We have any water left?
Yes.
We have any water left?
Yeah, have.
No, gracias. Tenemos un botellas. He's gonna pay us. We have to pay to wash off our feet. These motherfuckers, bro. So we have to pay to wash off our feet to get onto the bus. Good thing we have a bottle of water with us. 509, baby.
That's a good question.
La secta se la lectura. Tú eres el número 8.
Just on camera, him throwing me cocaine, coke.
Sin salsa, sin verduras.
Gracias.
Oye, bueno, es.
Pollo.
Long little drive back. Fell asleep on the bus. Now we are eating some soup that we've been eating all week. But it does a trick, am I right? I think this is the cheapest spot that we found so far. 13,000 pesos for this lunch. Whatever it is. Dinner, lunch. Not a big fan of soup today.
It's more like a smooth green soup.
You gotta be careful with these soups too. A lot of bones in them. There's one recommendation. Is it good? Take it. There's one recommendation I can make. It's you gotta wait a little longer before they bring you the plate, man. She literally just brought me the soup a minute ago, and now my food's over here. So by the time I'm done with the soup, the chicken's cold. honest, I'm not a fan of the soup. Right? It's not bad. Not that much flavor like usual. Let's try the chicken. Stop that. Some habichuela. And a nice plantain. See that plantain? I like it when it's nice and soft like that. It's the sweetest. When it's too hard, you don't get any of the flavor. Beans. Habichuela. Chances are, if we didn't stop here to eat, I would have ordered off something off of Rappi. Probably would have been a pizza. And I've been saying no pizza the whole week. Rappi is like an Uber Eats that they have in Colombia. Basically, you can order any restaurant that's available. I think the delivery fee is like 5,000 pesos. It's cheap. After a long night out, long day out, you don't want to leave the Airbnb, you don't want to leave the hotel. The best thing to do is call Rappi. Use Rappi. The reason why it's called Rappi is because it comes Rappi the most fast. But the guys on the motorbikes bring you that stuff. That looks nice. That's a fried pork chop, chuleta frita. Yeah. Eventful day at Baru. I think that where we stopped filming is where things took an unexpected turn. I really don't want to talk about it right now because we're eating our food, there's people around. So I think when we get back to the Airbnb, we'll fill you guys in on what happened to us. Basically got extorted in Peru by two guys, and not so pleasant experience. We're gonna cut the video now and eat this food. Talk to you guys later. What's up, guys? So I'm back in Canada, and I'm finally making this video to tell you what happened to us in Baru. I said I was gonna make it after the restaurant, but totally forgot. You know, a lot of drinking going on, a lot of partying, a lot of excursions, and we just never had the time to actually sit down and do the recap and do the testimonial of what happened on the island of Baru. So after we cut that video that day, I said, we're gonna go smoke a joint. We had a few joints with us. We smoked some at the front parking lot area. We smoked some on the water. And that last joint we had, we wanted to smoke it after finishing our fried fish, our pargo frito. And we asked one of the tour guides, where can we go smoke this? He said, I'll just go up that hill past the tree and smoke it around there. It's not a problem. Just, you don't do it around the tourists because some of them have families and kids. Totally understand that, totally respect that. So that's exactly what we did. We walked up to that tree. We were looking, we got the joint out. We were looking for the lighter. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. After 5 minutes of not being able to find the lighter, we came to the conclusion that we either dropped it on the way up or we left it on the table after we ate. All we knew is that we didn't have a lighter. So we saw this one guy walking past us. I waved him down. I go, my man, you got a lighter? ¿Tienes fuego? He's like, yes, no hay problema. He looks for the lighter. He's looking. He's like, give me 1 minute. I'll go get it. So he leaves. Me and my friend Paul are talking amongst each other. And after a minute or two guys pop into the picture. Like I mentioned earlier, I drank like 12 beers. I drank rum and coke. I drank aguardiente. At this point, like, I don't even remember what the guy looked like that I asked for the lighter. So when these two gentlemen come back, I didn't even realize it was two completely different people. I thought it was that same one guy, and he brought a friend over so we can partake on the weed smoke. They come over, they give us props. Hey, how's it going? One guy reaches into his pocket, pulls out a lighter, lights me up. So we're smoking, we're having small talk with these guys. Uh, One guy, he's like, it felt like a good cop, bad cop situation. One guy was like stone cold, no emotion, black sunglasses. He had like these blonde tips in his hair, and he was like pretty much the bad cop, right? And you had his friend. He was smiling. He was being more talkative. He was conversating with us, and that's when the stone cold guy starts mentioning that, oh, it's a very dangerous beach. People get robbed here all the time with guns. Uh, that's when it shifts. He's saying, "But I'm the guy that makes sure nothing happens on the beach. I'm the protector. I'm like the security." It's like, my dad is the police chief here. My dad is the police chief of Baru. So now I'm like, okay, this guy's like making it a point to tell us that he's the security. His dad's the police chief. I'm already reading the lines. You know what I mean? I'm reading where it's going to. That the guy, he's gonna try to extort me at some point. He's gonna ask me for money. So as we're smoking, I'm trying to offer them the joint. You guys want to smoke? You want to smoke? Like, no, thank you. You guys smoke. So as we're smoking, the guy says, "Here, you have to pay to smoke, though." I'm like, you have to pay to smoke? What does that mean? It's like, to smoke weed, you have to pay a price. You have to pay a tax. I'm like, oh, a tax. How much is the tax? He's like, I don't know, you tell me. He's basically asking me what I'm willing to give him to smoke this joint. I told him, look, buddy, I bought this weed here from a guy down at the beach, 5,000 pesos. I bought a joint. I'll give you 5,000 pesos. He's like, no, 5,000. What am I going to do with 5,000? 5,000 is not enough. It's like, I'll give you 10,000. He's like, hermano, do I look like a payaso to you? Basically, he's telling me, do I look like a clown? I'm like, calmate. I go, look, I'm not a clown. You're not a clown. But I'm not paying you to smoke weed. I go. He's like, oh, it's illegal here. I'm like, no, it's not illegal. I go, I've lived in Medellin. I know Colombia. Weed is not illegal. He's like, yeah, it's different in here. It's different in this part of Cartagena. Here, we don't like that stuff. I'm like, okay, if you don't like that stuff, llama tu papá. I go, call your dad, llama la policía. He's like, I have people right there in front of the gate. They're recording you right now. Te grabando. He's telling me they're recording you. I go, I don't care if they're recording me. I go, I'm allowed to have an ounce of weed, more than an ounce of weed on me for personal use. I have one joint. You're going to call the police? Call the police. Waste your time. I go, but the fact that I don't want a problem, and it's a nice day on the beach, it's vacation, I'm relaxing, I'll give you 30,000 pesos. That's $5 for him, $5 for his friend. You know what I mean? Is my enjoyment worth $10 extra? Yes, I do not want a headache. I do not want these guys to get emotional with me and start physically attacking me because they feel like, right off the bat, they think I'm a rich guy. Anytime they see a Canadian, an American, a European, they think we're rich. So it's totally understandable that these individuals that make $5 a month, 10, 20, 30 bucks a month, I don't know what they make a month, but they do not make what we make in a day. You know what I mean? So if I can help them with $5 each, just so I can not have a headache and I do not have to fight somebody on vacation, it's worth it. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at this guy on the left and I looked at this guy on the right, and in my head, I'm like, I can knock these guys out. I can knock them out. I box. I train 5 times a week. This guy looks like a toothpick. The other guy doesn't look like he's ever seen a gym in his life. But chances are that there is a knife in one of their pockets. He either has a knife or he either has a knife, and I'm not willing to get stabbed over $10 while I'm vacationing in a beautiful tropical country. So I told the guy, here's 30, and that's what you're getting 30. At this point, he's still trying to milk for more. He's like, no, 30. I'm like, I put my foot down. I got a little angry at that point. I'm like, hermano, 30,000 y nada más. ¿Tienes un problema? Llama a la policía ahorita y todo. Call the cops right now because I'm not having it. I go, esta 30,000 es una propina por la candela. And I told him also, don't even think like you're robbing me. This 30,000 pesos is a tip for using the lighter. That's all it is. I was glad to give it up. After we gave him the 30,000 pesos, like just to get the 30,000 pesos, the problem was it was in my buddy Paul's backpack. And as I'm reaching for this 30,000 pesos, I'm counting from a stack of 400,000, 500,000 pesos. And one of the guys peeks over and he sees that there's a shitload more money. He's like, hermano. He's like, you told me you only had 30,000. You told me you only had 30,000. He's like, you're rich. I'm like, bro, I go 30,000 pesos and that's it. At this point, he didn't ask for more. He's like, okay, fuck it. 30,000 pesos is all I'm getting. I'm cool with it. I give him the money. At this point, these guys, they got their 30,000 pesos, but they're like, let's see if we can push it and take something else off them. My friend Paul is wearing a nice new Nike hat. One of the guys pulls off the Nike hat, puts it on his own head, starts asking his friend, how does it look? He's like, yeah, it looks good. And he thinks like, we're just going to let him take the hat. My friend Paul reaches over 5 seconds later, takes the hat right off his head. He's like, it's mío, it's mine. He leaves it be. He doesn't push it again. Now I'm wearing these gold frame glasses, gold plated. Right away, this guy thinks they're real gold. So he takes the glasses and he's like, oh, these look very expensive. They look very expensive. I laugh at him. I'm like, hermano, I go, this thing's cost $10. I go, it costs $5. You're going to rob me for $5? So he looks at them, he puts them on, and he gives them back to me. After he gives me back my stuff and he gives back my friend Paul his stuff, these start helping us pack up like our bags that we had like left over on the side. The guy picked up my drone. He's like, don't forget your drone. Be careful when you walk down the hill. You might slip over a rock. It's very dangerous. So they were being friendly after they got their $5 each. You know what I mean? They went from being stone cold, this, that, to being friendly and not wanting an altercation of any type. After that, we went back to the beach. We relaxed for about another hour, 2 hours. We drank some more beers. We swam. We had some snacks. And then it was time to go back to Cartagena, back to Boca Grande. So that's what happened on the island of Baru. That's how we got extorted for $10. We got extorted for $10. If you go out there with the intention of smoking weed, just be on the lookout for these two guys. They're next to the big tree that everybody goes to smoke to. And if these guys pop up, they will try to scare you into giving them money. The only reason it didn't work with us is because I spoke Spanish. I was able to communicate the fact that I know the laws in Colombia. I know that everything you're telling me right now, with you being the security here, your dad being the police chief, is all probably bullshit. Those guys in the corner recording us on the cameras, probably bullshit. And even if they are recording us, even if your dad is the police chief, there is nothing he can do if we're smoking a small joint for personal use. The only reason that they were even paid $5 each is because we are on vacation, we are enjoying ourselves, and we do not need a headache. So if I can give somebody less fortunate than me $5, which I usually do, I give everybody money that I see in Colombia. And these guys obviously needed money. The only thing that sucks about the situation, they didn't have to come and try to muscle us. The guy could have literally asked me for $5, I would have gave it to him. You know what I mean? I'm a nice guy. But when you have to do that to survive, I can somehow understand it, but I also understand that karma comes back to those type of people. And this man, just by doing what he does and his friend as well, karma will get them in the end. Something will happen that will rectify the universe. The vibrations of everything that they put out will come back to them in the end. So that's why I do not look for beefs. I do not look for altercations. I only operate off good vibrations. Uh, Also, like we mentioned, we got scammed from an individual at the Bodeguita, Muelle de la Bodeguita. We got scammed by a guy offering a package to tour the islands, go to Cholon, this included, that included. And when we showed up to Baru, none of the things were included. The the boat ride was like a fast, it was on a speedboat, super fast, very uncomfortable. It's supposed to be a panoramic tour, but the guy is going so fast you can't even lift your head up to see any of the islands. It's just literally he brings you to one end and he brings you right back. The worst experience ever. Would not book with these guys. I don't even know what their name was. All I know is the tour guide's name was Wilfrido. Wilfrido. So if you ever see this guy and he offers you that tour, do not take it. Also, the tour, we paid 100,000 pesos per person. When I spoke to locals, that tour itself was only 60,000. So we got ripped off 40,000 a piece on that tour, and it wasn't enjoyable. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you ever go to Colombia, be safe and keep your eyes in the back of your head. Peace.